Have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on inside you? Right now. I mean, every single second, there's this incredible silent symphony of systems just working away to keep you, well, you. It's kind of mind-blowing. So let's dive in and take a look at this amazing internal world.
Yeah, we all know these feelings, right? One minute you're boiling hot, the next you're freezing. You're starving, then you're stuffed. But what are those feelings, really? Well, they're signals. They're basically messages from this deep internal command center that's working 24/7 to keep everything in perfect balance. So what's the secret sauce? What's the name for this incredible self-regulation? While the hero of our story, the star of the show, is something called homeostasis. Now, don't think of it as some static, boring state. No. It's more like a continuous, dynamic dance. It's your body's active, nonstop quest for that perfect internal balance, no matter what's happening on the outside.
All right, so for our first stop on this internal tour, we're going to look at that fundamental quest for balance. And we'll start with something we can all literally feel: temperature.
Okay, get this. The absolute command center for your body's temperature is a tiny, tiny part of your brain called the hypothalamus. I mean, it's less than 1% of your brain's total weight, but it acts as your body's master thermostat. It's constantly getting readings from sensors all over your body and then making the call to keep you at that sweet spot, right around 37 degrees Celsius. So, how does it actually do it? Well, it's got this brilliant two-pronged strategy. If you're too hot, the hypothalamus hits a switch. It opens up the floodgates, you start sweating, and bam, you've got your own personal air conditioning system. It also widens the blood vessels near your skin to just vent that extra heat out. But what if it's cold? Then it's all about defense. It does the exact opposite. It narrows those blood vessels to keep all that precious warmth close to your vital organs, and it kicks your muscles into gear, making you shiver to generate a little internal furnace. And it's not just about temperature, of course. Your body is also a master accountant, constantly balancing its energy budget. And that brings us to the next amazing act: turning your food into actual fuel. This journey, as you can see, is pretty intense. It starts in the stomach with all that powerful churning, just physically mashing everything up. And then this incredibly sophisticated chemical breakdown begins. It literally turns your lunch into life. And believe me, it takes a whole team to get this done. First up, you've got the enzymes. Think of them as these tiny, super precise chemical scissors, snipping up carbs, proteins, and fats. Then you've got hormones, which are basically the traffic controllers, managing the whole pace of digestion. And then you've got the unsung heroes, your gut microbiota. We're talking trillions of bacteria, outnumbering your own cells, that just work tirelessly to break down tough stuff like fiber and even make essential vitamins for you. Amazing, right?
Okay, so besides just keeping everything in balance, your body has these incredible built-in warning systems to protect you from danger. And this is where things get really, really cool.
So let's follow a pain signal on its journey, shall we? Okay, step 1. At the point of injury, you have these specialized nerve endings. They're like tiny biological alarm bells that detect something harmful. They instantly convert that physical thing into an electrical signal. Step 2, that signal zips along these dedicated nerve highways right up to your spinal cord. And finally, step 3, your brain gets the message. And it doesn't just register, ouch, it instantly analyzes where it hurts, how much it hurts, and, this is the really important part, how you should feel about it. And that right there is the absolute key. Pain isn't just a simple physical signal. It's a really complex experience where the physical sensation meets your emotional response. It's all processed in places like your limbic system, which is your brain's emotional hub. And that explains so much, right? It's why a tiny paper cut can feel so incredibly annoying, but the aches and pains after running a marathon can actually feel mixed with pride and a sense of accomplishment. So what about just standing up or walking without falling over? We take it for granted, but it's another one of these incredible systems managed by what I like to call the balance trio. First, you've got the vestibular system deep in your inner ear. It's basically your own personal gyroscope sensing every little movement of your head. Then, of course, your eyes are constantly telling your brain where you are in space. And finally, there's this wild thing called proprioception. It's like a sixth sense, this internal map that your muscles and joints are constantly updating so you always know where your body parts are. All three work together so seamlessly that balance feels, well, completely effortless. Okay, so you're probably wondering, who's running the show? How are all these different systems coordinated so perfectly? Well, it's time to meet the two masterminds of the entire operation. So here's an easy way to think about it. You've got the nervous system. This is like your body's super fast, hardwired internet connection. It sends electrical signals that are instantaneous. Think pulling your hand away from a hot stove. That's the nervous system. Then you have the endocrine system. This is more like your body's wireless network. It sends chemical messages, hormones, through the bloodstream. It's a lot slower, sure, it can take seconds or even days, but its messages are widespread and their effects can last a really long time.
And guess who sits right in the middle, acting as the ultimate bridge between these two massive systems? Yep, our old friend the hypothalamus is back. It's the master regulator, the ultimate translator that connects the lightning-fast nervous system to the slower endocrine system. It makes sure they're always working together in perfect harmony to control, well, pretty much everything.
And we can see this teamwork in action in something called a feedback loop. Just look at this chain reaction for when you get cold. Your skin sensors send a message straight to the hypothalamus. It then immediately triggers the nervous system to get you shivering right now. But it also tells the endocrine system to start making some longer-term adjustments to conserve heat. It's this beautiful, self-correcting loop that's always working to pull you right back to that balanced state.
You know, one of the best ways to really appreciate how incredible homeostasis is to see what happens when that balance gets disrupted.
Let's take a fever, for instance. We always think of it as a bad thing, right? A malfunction, but it's not. It's actually a super smart defensive strategy. Your hypothalamus deliberately cranks up your body's thermostat. And the reason is simple. A hotter internal environment is a terrible place for invading bacteria and viruses to live. So it's actually a controlled disruption, all for the greater good of fighting off an infection.
Hypothermia, on the other hand, is a true system failure. This is what happens when the cold is just too much. Your body's defenses, the shivering, the constricting blood vessels, they're just completely overwhelmed. You start losing heat way faster than you can produce it, and your core temperature plummets to life-threatening levels.
And remember that balance trio we talked about? Well, vertigo is what happens when they get their signals crossed. It's a total sensory mismatch. Your inner ear might be screaming at your brain, we're spinning, while your eyes are calmly reporting, nope, everything's perfectly still. Your brain just can't make sense of the conflicting data, and that's what creates that awful, disorienting, world-tilting feeling.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, you start to see this incredible, hidden reality. That with every single breath you take, every beat of your heart, your body is on this silent, non-stop quest for perfect balance. It's truly an invisible masterpiece of biological engineering that's happening inside you right now.
I mean, the sheer complexity of what's working to keep you stable and alive is just staggering. Your body is running millions of silent miracles every single minute, and you don't even have to think about a single one of them. So that really just leaves one last question, doesn't it? Knowing all this, what are you going to do to thank your body today?